The National Health Insurance Fund Graft report is being launched in the county of Nairobi, and the EACC chairperson, Dr. David Oginde, is currently addressing members of the press. Let's cross over and listen in.
However, you're also aware that NHIF, there has been an inquiry by the National Assembly Committee of Health, led by Dr. Pukose. That is also very active. So we are on many fronts in terms of seeing what was being done at NHIF. And the whole purpose is not to transfer that is wrong into the Social Health Authority. The other question was about third-party access. Third-party access, we invited EACC, and that has been made clear. As a board, we came in 2022, last year. There are weaknesses, and if you recall, if I may give genesis to this, and the PS has pointed out very well, we tried to the government tried to make the NHIF Act, amend it. It became impossible. NHIF was not designed actually to deliver UHC, and hence the shift from NHIF Act to the new, and instead of one act, we got 4 acts. So a lot of things will be addressed. And this report is very timely in that it comes at a good time when my colleague here can use the information and the system's weakness and take what is good, improve on what is good, and drop what is bad. The other question was public money, I think, is protected. And it's not the institutions you've been told, it's individuals. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. We now invite the Chairman. We also add his voice.
Well, good afternoon. I think the main question that was addressed to me was regarding concerns about going forward, whether we're still going to be having the kind of leakage in terms of wastage of public resources under the Social Health Authority. I understand the concern, and it's legitimate, given that especially the mandate of the Social Health Authority is much wider, and therefore the funds available are also significantly increased. But we have always maintained that the only way to be able to deter fraud is to ensure that people don't benefit from it in the first place. So we have to be able to enhance our fraud detection systems and fraud prevention systems. That's why this report comes at a very opportune time for us, because it helps us to be able to modify any systems that we are designing at this stage to make sure that we don't have the kind of loopholes that have been described in the report today. So we're going to leverage on technology. Given the number of claims that we have, that we anticipate, it's not even going to be possible to use manual systems anymore. So we're going to leverage on technology and the fraud detection systems, automate things as much as possible, and then the fact that we have got one standard benefit package helps in terms of administration, because it removes individual discretion of officers in terms of determining what levels of payments to give various providers. But more importantly, for the first time, the legal and legislative framework has been strengthened by the passage of these acts, and the penalties for any malpractice have been clearly defined. The key thing is to be enforced, and that's why we're going to work closely with the EACC to be able to ensure that we enforce them, and in the event that any public funds are lost, we ensure that there's going to be recovery of those funds. Lastly, on the question of whether we're going to be onboarding any staff from NHIF who are suspected of any malpractice or any criminal activity, the beauty is the Act is very explicit. The transition from our instruments, we've got our organizational structure. We will decide what skill sets we require, and only those who are suitably qualified, and clearly those who have got the kind of